Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Michaela Beheimer.
And I'm Alyssa Hadel.
So, Alyssa, did you do anything interesting this weekend?
Unfortunately, not this weekend. I just kind of had a chilling out weekend. I worked one time. But next weekend's going to be fun because I'm going to go home, see my family. And my little brother's getting crowned homecoming court for freshmen.
That's so sweet.
What about you? How was your weekend?
I actually had an insane weekend. I went to Late Night in the Fog on Saturday. It was my first time. That was amazing. I actually got really emotional at certain parts. Like, they had Olympians there. They came on, and that was like,
That's really cool.
That was crazy. It was amazing. Tech 9 was there. That was really cool. That was like, got the crowd pumped up. It was a really amazing experience.
Yeah, I worked from 11 to 3 on Saturday, so by the time I was out, I was like, do I want to go wait in line?
Yeah, the line was definitely the worst part. It was crazy. It was insane. It was horrible. But it was worth the wait, I think.
Worth the wait.
Yeah, and then on Saturday, I went to the pumpkin patch. I went to Shockies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, our room is so cute. We've got pumpkins everywhere. Oh man, that autumn look, it's working for us. And then I went to a concert on Sunday night.
You had a fun-filled weekend.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I was very tired by Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of basketball and late night and stuff, did you get your basketball tickets? Have you started renewing any? Because that started Monday,
and I have a sports pass.
You need to get on that.
I don't have money. I paid $300 for a parking pass. I can afford a sports pass.
See, my grandpa loves KU basketball games, so he was kind enough to get me one so that he could come and go to the basketball games too.
Yeah. So did you hear about all this clown craziness?
Oh, goodness, yes.
Yeah, I heard there was one on Mass Street last night, one near GSP, one over by like the sorority houses.
Yeah, and I kept getting all these pictures in this group chat, and I'm
terrifying.
Like, we did, however, we did discredit one of them because I saw one of them, and
here's a tweet from Lawrence Police.
Lawrence Police is hilarious.
Yeah, well, hopefully none of those clowns are doing illegal things like murdering children. Well, we don't want to see that in our sweet college town here in Lawrence, Kansas. But yeah, I've actually done a little bit of research on the clowns. Apparently, it's a recurring phenomenon. It happens whenever the nation is feeling like nationwide anxiety. So it happened also in the 80s. There were lots of clown sightings in the 80s, and now it's happening again. So it starts out with like kids thinking they're seeing clowns and like telling their parents, and that becomes big, and then people start actually dressing up as clowns to freak people out. So even though it's like really terrifying right now, I feel like it'll probably pass.
Have you ever read Stephen King's book, It?
I've seen the movie.
My dad told me about it, and I will never read the book. He told me about it when I was like 10, and I was like, nope, never gonna read it.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I'm a Stephen King fan. I've read The Stand, but yeah, with all this clown stuff going on, I don't know if I'll be reading It anytime soon.
No.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for you. On to the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Will Rickey.
And I'm Chris Sitek. This is your Good Morning KU News Update. Hurricane Matthew hit Haiti last night with winds up to 140 miles per hour. The storm has already killed 2 people and caused multiple ships to change course. The rain and wind are expected to produce life-threatening flash floods and mudslides with some isolated downpours of up to 40 inches. North Carolina and Florida have been warned to declare themselves in a state of emergency for the coastal area. The eye of the storm reached Haiti around 7 a.m. this morning.
Wow. In other news, the United States formally cut off negotiations with Russia over the civil war in Syria. The official ending came only hours after Russia declined its deal with the United States to dispose of nuclear material. United States officials accused Russia of intensifying attacks in civilian areas and destroying a UN aid convoy a few weeks earlier. The suspension of negotiations does not include communications between the two countries regarding counterterrorism operations in Syria.
A new study at the University of Kansas shows a decline in cognitive empathy of middle school students. The study shows that the children's ability to relate to another person's perspective is declining from late childhood into adolescence or middle school. Students who participated in bullying behaviors and those who were victim to them are both experiencing this drop in cognitive empathy. The researchers involved in the study call for more bullying prevention programs to be instituted in early education on a more engaged level.
This next story is huge. The New York Times released parts of what are believed to be Trump's tax returns from 1995. The documents show that he declared almost $1 billion loss that year due to bad business investments. According to United States tax laws, Trump could have legally dodged millions of dollars in federal income tax for nearly 20 years. Last night, Trump announced that he brilliantly used the tax laws to his benefit to dig his way out of a real estate depression and create wealth for his company.
In other news, Hillary Clinton visited Ohio yesterday for the first time since Labor Day. The speech was primarily economy-focused, but evolved into a vicious critique of Trump's business practices. She accused Trump of taking corporate excess and making a business model out of it. She went on to say that Trump always views himself first and everyone last. Clinton is seeing a late boost in Ohio, but Trump still leads the polls.
And in sports, sophomore quarterback Ryan Willis will start for the Jayhawks on Saturday against TCU. Head coach David Beatty announced Willis will get his first start of the season. Willis went 14 for 26 last week against Texas Tech.
And that will wrap up today's news update. Stay tuned, and after the break, Andrew will be here with the weather.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. You're taking a look outside at Malott Hall right now, and as you look close at the trees, you can see some wind breezes coming through there as it's going to be a windy day. And if you look close enough, you might be able to see a few stray walkers walking across. And as we take a look at today's temperatures, we can see that we're going to have a high of 80 degrees with partly sunny skies and chances of thunderstorms later today with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And moving on into the rest of the day, we can break down the storm chances for you and see that at 11 a.m. it's going to be 72 degrees with a 10% chance of storms. And then at 3 p.m. it's going to be we're going to have a 40% chance of rain with 79 degrees. And then moving on into the rest of the day, we can see that at 5 p.m. those storm chances are still going to be 40 degrees with a temperature of 80. And then moving on to your 7 o'clock hour, those storm chances are going to increase to 80 degrees with a high temperature of 70 degrees. And as the storm moves in, where you're going to see the temperatures decrease and those storm chances increase. And as we take a look closer at tonight, we can see that the high temperature is going to be 56 with severe weather likely. And the severe weather main hazards for the night are hail, gusty winds, and we can't rule out the possibility of a tornado here or there, but it's most likely not going to reach our area, but more into central Kansas. But we still have that slight gap of that potential. And the winds tonight, overnight, will be 5 to 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow, we are going to have a high temperature of 79 degrees with cloudy and scattered thunderstorms. Those storms will be scattered in the morning, which will be left over from tonight's storms, and then we'll have the nice gap in the middle of the day, which is going to be clear, cloudy skies, and then moving on into your tomorrow night, that's when another chance of storms move in. And then moving on into the 5-day, we will see that on Thursday, we're going to have a high temperature of 81 degrees with an 80% chance of storms, and that's going to be severe weather potential again, and that's when we're most likely going to see it, with a low of 51. And moving on into Friday, that's when we're going to have a 60% chance of storms, which will be left over from the Thursday night storms. So that's going to be the morning. Then the rest of the day will be nice and sunny with a high of 60 degrees. Moving on into your Saturday, we're going to have a high temperature of 66 degrees with a 0% chance of storms. So if you're staying here for fall break, it's going to be a nice and sunny one. But if you're going home over fall break, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. But if you're going to Florida, you got to deal with that hurricane going to hit land. So just be weather prepared for that. Otherwise, we hope that you enjoy your weather temperatures for this weekend wherever you may be. And we hope that you join us back here next Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Good Morning KU.